Hey guys, as you know, I'm not at school, um, but I will be after this week. I'm very sad I'm not with you all, but I know you are going to be great for your subs. Um, you will have Miss Warren, Miss Emily Warren. She'll be your sub Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then Miss Gracie Merritt will be your sub Wednesday. Please, please, please be on your best behavior. Also, you have to wear your mask. Anywhere you go, wear your mask. You can only take your mask off if you are eating your lunch. Okay? Let me say that again. You have to wear your mask. All right? Anywhere you go, you have to wear it. All right? I have told Miss Warren and Miss Merritt that it's so important for you guys to wear your mask. And if you do not have your mask, I know I talked to you about this before Christmas, that you will get a behavior mark. That's not my rule, that's the school rule. Okay, we're trying to keep everybody safe and everybody healthy. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and start with our lesson. Today is Tuesday, and we are actually going to start on a second grade standard. In this lesson, you will learn how to tile a rectangular shape using same size squares. Now, that might sound confusing, but it's very simple. So we all know what a rectangle is, and we're going to split that rectangle into same size squares. So they have to be equal pieces, but we're going to split it up. When we split a rectangle, that's called partitioning. Okay? We're going to partition a rectangle into same size squares. All right, before we begin, let's go over rows and columns. Now, you remember, I hope you remember row, row, row your boat. Okay, you can do that with your arms right now. Row, row, row your boat. Rows go left to right. Hold out your hands left to right. Row, row, row your boat. All right. Now, columns, remember the columns at the White House we talked about? Columns go up and down. Okay, remember the picture of the White House I showed you guys? Columns are up and down. All right. This is going to be important when we're talking about rows and columns in our rectangles. All right, this is talking about breaking a rectangle into squares that are the same size. So we know how to put shapes together to make bigger shapes. So now we're going to look at how to make a rectangle just by using squares. Here it shows us a rectangle of 12 squares in one row. So remember, row, row, row your boat, left to right. This row goes left to right. You can count them, it makes 12. Okay, so here's another way to split up squares that are the same size into a rectangle. We could put them into two rows, left to right, 1, 2. So each row has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on bottom. So the top row has 6. The bottom row also has 6. All right. Now I want Miss Warren, if you will, after I give these instructions, if you will pause the video for the students to try this. See where it says your turn? So you are going to make a drawing of 12 squares, but here's what you have to do. You have to put the squares in 3 rows. So it showed you 12 squares in 1 row, 12 squares in 2 rows. Now I want you to make a drawing of 12 squares, but you have to put them in 3 rows. Okay? So pause this video, Miss Warren, if you will. And guys, I don't care if you do this on scratch paper, you know where my scratch paper is, or you can do this with markers on your desk. It is up to you, but if you want markers, you're going to have to get the baskets. You know where the baskets are. If you need extra markers, Miss Warren, they are in the left drawer of my desk, the left bottom drawer. So just grab out a couple of those markers if you need any more for the kids to work on their desk. So go ahead and pause this video, and I want you guys to make a drawing of 12 squares, but they need to be in 3 rows. All right, guys, I hope you have made a drawing of 12 squares with 3 rows, okay? So let's talk about how we would do 3 rows. Now let's check your drawing. So I need 12. This is going to be my total. Remember when we did word problems, the T works for total. We have 12 total, and we're putting them into 3 rows. Remember, that was going to be our groups. So there's 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. Okay, mine is not going to be perfect. You know what? I probably should actually do it this way. Sorry, guys. This would be much easier if I were in class. Let me try it this way. Let's do a rectangle this way. Okay, so I can split the rectangle into 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know I have 3 rows. So now we have to figure out how many squares would be in each row. So I know there has to at least be 1. So there's 3. If I do another 3, that would be 6, right? And if I do another 3, that would be 9. And my last 3 would be 12. Now I need 12 total. So that means how many are in each row? I hope you said 4. This is really awkward. I'm talking to myself. Hope y'all are enjoying this video because I am not. I wish I was at school. There are 3 rows and there are 4 in each row. So if I have 3 groups of 4, remember 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, repeated addition, that gives us our 12 total. All right, let's look at another example. Okay, now, Miss Warren, there should be some graph paper on your desk to pass out for the students. So if you'll pass out a strip to each student, and I want you guys to use your graph paper to draw this rectangle. So go ahead, Miss Warren, if you'll pause this video, pass out the graph paper, and guys, I want you to draw this exact rectangle on your graph paper. All right, guys, I hope you have made this rectangle on your graph paper. So here are 2 ways that we can draw that same rectangle you just drew and partition it to have the squares that are the same size. So let's look at shape 1 right here. Now your shape should look like this, okay? If you don't have the lines, that's fine. I don't even care if you have lines, but we're going to look at this together to show how you can split up this rectangle into same size squares. So if the first shape was split here, let me choose another color so you can see it. This shape was split here and here, okay? Now shape 2 has all of these teeny tiny little squares. That's how it was split. Okay, so either way you look at it, these both have 12 squares. Now here's 4, 4, 4, but here there's just 1 in each, right? Okay, either way there's 12 here, 12 here. Are those shapes split evenly? Okay, I hope you said yes, because shape 1 is split evenly. There's 4 in each square. Okay, shape 2 is split evenly. There's 12 separate squares. The squares are even and equal. Okay, there's 12 in each. All right, let's look at these rectangles. And these are drawn using squares that are not the same size. These are not drawn with squares that are the same size, okay? Notice this could be confusing. If you see this square right here, this one has 4. See the blue, how it's outlined? There's 4. This black square also has 4. Okay, look at these tiny little squares. All of these are 1. Look, don't let that trick you. 4 plus 4 is, if I V these up, that is 8. Then 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, but can I really say that there are 12 here? No, because these squares are different sizes. They have to be equal. Okay, we'll get more into this when we talk about area. Area is going to be next week. Okay. And here we have 4, 4. There's 2 down here and 2 down here. There are also 12. They want you to think there are also 12 here. These are not squares. These 4 in the black, these are squares. These are not, okay? They are not the same size. All right, next one. I want you to, let's read this together. You have 9 squares that are the same size. Can you make a rectangle with the squares in 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows? Okay, remember we read word problems twice. So let's read that again. You have 9 squares that are the same size. Can you make a rectangle with the squares in 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows? So 9 squares, that's going to be my total. And let's focus on this first part of this question. Can you make a rectangle with the squares in 1 row? So Miss Warren, if you will pause this video, guys, I want you to turn and talk to your neighbors. Turn and talk with the people at your table about if you can make 9 squares into 1 row. Go ahead. All right, guys, let's talk about the 9 squares in 1 row. So down here I have 9 squares. Let's see if we can put these in 1 row. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, can we make a rectangle with squares in 1 row? Yes. This is 1 row. Remember, row your boat. Arms out left to right. Okay? So, this is 1 row. All of my squares are equal. They're the same size. So, yes, I have made a rectangle. All right, next one, turn and talk to your neighbor and see if you can make 2 rows. See if you can make 2 equal rows out of 9 squares. Go ahead and pause this video. All right, guys, let's see if you can make 2 rows out of 9 squares. So I know I need 2. There's 1, 2. Let's see if we can make these guys equal. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Y'all hear Lola drinking water? Lola. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have 2 equal rows? No, we do not have 2 equal rows. Okay? Now I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor about if you had 3 rows. Okay? Turn and talk to your neighbor to see if you can make 3 equal rows out of 9 squares. Go ahead and pause this video. All right, let's check. So I need 3 rows. So now I have 3. See if I can keep moving these down to make them equal. Now I still have 9. I've had 9 the whole time. That doesn't change. Oh, look at there. I have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And 3 columns up and down. 1, 2, 3. So yes, we can make 3 equal rows out of 9 squares. See if you notice a pattern with these numbers. So I had 9 total. Could we make 1 row out of 9? Yes. 1 row worked. What about 2 rows? Did 2 rows work? No, they were not equal. What about 3 rows? Yes, we just did 3 rows and they are equal. So look at 9, 1, and 3. Look at those numbers. 1, 3, and 9. See if you notice anything about these numbers. Miss Warren, if you will pause this video, I want you guys to turn and talk to your neighbors. See if you find anything that these numbers have in common. 1, 3, and 9. Go ahead. All right, guys, let's see. 1, 3, and 9. We've already done this and we have learned. Remember how I write my numbers like this? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 1, 3, and 9 falls on this line right here. Do you remember what we called these numbers? I hope you said odd numbers because these numbers are definitely odd. Okay. Give yourselves 3 snaps if you figure that out. Great job. So 9 squares can be put equally in 1 row and 3 rows. Okay. All right, this is all of our lesson. So now I want you to do your practice sheet pages. There, the page numbers are at the bottom, 283, and on the back should be 284. I want you to go ahead and do these pages. Let Miss Warren or Miss Nobles, if you're in my second period, let Miss Nobles or Miss Warren check your practice pages. They will circle the ones, how we always do, circle the ones that you need to go back and check. Once you have reworked these and they have checked them again, if you are correct, please get on Extra Math. If you finish Extra Math, you can get on eSpark. Remember, that is personalized to your learning. It is specific to you. So if you need headphones on eSpark, let me go ahead and put that in here. Now, eSpark is only if you have finished your practice page and you have finished Extra Math. Third is eSpark. Before we go any further, I want you to, Miss Warren, if you will pause this video, guys, whenever you get finished. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this now. I want you to write in your agenda. The only thing you need to write is for today. Today is Tuesday, January 5th. So under Tuesday, you're going to have homework. It is a spiral review sheet. Why am I writing that? We don't write that on our agenda. We're going to write homework is due Friday, just like every week. I want you to write this in your agenda first before you do your practice sheet. Remember, if you don't have your agenda, You can write it on a sheet of paper. Please, guys, don't forget to turn your homework. It is due Friday. That is a spiral review sheet. If you are in my ACE club, you can do that. Get Miss Yurdy to help you with that after school. If you have any questions, Miss Warren has my number. If you need me, call me. I'm here. Let me know if you need some help.